Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. We are looking at brutal challenges today on the channel. This setup is really good for the first 4 brutal challenges, and let me show you how it works. We are utilizing Barret, Cloud and Aeris at the same time for our party because of one specific attribute that Aeris had, and it is her wards. Her wards, for those who don't know, are absolutely broken, and if you have a really high magic damaging character in your team, you can create insane combos. What we are also doing with Barret is basically he is going to be the one that gives us all of our ATB charges whenever he does his own attacks, because of one simple materia called ATB Assist. It is a purple materia and it is really good whenever you are using it, because every time you use 2 ATBs in a row, it gives almost 1 full ATB charge to your other characters. So we are going to utilize a lot of switching of the characters, but it is really to our advantage because Aeris has the most insane abilities in the game, in my opinion. For those who don't know, the first ward, the arcane ward, so the actual flower on the ground, gives you the ability to cast a double magic. Basically, as you can see here, Faraga twice. The second one is half the damage, but it is still a very good ability. And if you also use Radiant Ward, the one where lasers are coming out of Aeris whenever she does these single attacks, on top of that, whenever you are casting a magic inside the Radiant Ward, you become invulnerable and get 0 damage. Yeah, that is kind of OP if you do exactly like this and you create 2 Radiant or 2 wards back to back on top of each other. So if you have Arcane Ward and Radiant Ward on top of each other, you basically double cast and become invulnerable while you are casting. It is very good combo. I've used this main combo for basically the whole hard mode. It was really easy to get through the whole stories or the whole hard chapters just because of this combo. You have Aeris in your party, and what you want to do is give her the Chocoking's cape with a first strike materia. So whenever she starts any of the battles, she will have a full 2 ATB charges right in there. For the setup itself, Cloud is going to have Faraga with Switfcast, which basically is also one of the most broken materia in the game, where the more levels you have on it, the least amount of casting time you are going to get to the materia that is linked to it. In this case, I have Farah materia linked with Switfcast, so I think it's about level 4 now, so it's 80% less casting time. That's why every time I actually do Farah or Faraga with Cloud, the spell is actually coming out really fast. What I've also done is used the mechanics of having multiple fire materials. So if you haven't seen my video about AP farming, so the most insane AP farm for material level up, it's right here, and I've used this to basically level up around 6 different fire materials, and I've used them in a very specific way. Let me show you right here. As you can see here, for an example, I have 5 different fire materials basically on one of the characters, and what you can do is every single blue materia that you are going to use in conjunction with it is going to be stacked over the effect. So if you have HP absorption with MP absorption and then Switfcast, you will basically cast fire or Faraga very fast, and on top of that you are going to get back HP and MP every single time. I also add magic focus to be able to get a little bit more damage, and magic efficiency to be able to have even less consumption of mana. So as you can see here, it's 50% less mana. It gets me back HP, MP, it casts 80% faster, and it also does 20% more damage. And this is pretty much the setup I'm using. I gave all those materials to Cloud with a first strike materia and basically the metal that gives you the level 2 limit at the start. So what you really want to do is give also a first strike materia and maybe a stagger materia also, so to get the most amount of ATBs right away. So every time I start, basically I try to get 2 ATB charges, and then I get Aeris to cast Arcane Ward on Cloud. So he does, right away a full 2 Firaga attacks back to back, which is really hard hitting. This is basically the strat I've been using for the whole brutal challenges. In this specific bout, actually, I did not put the medal to get a level 2 limit at the start, basically because at the end of the encounters, at the 10th encounter, you are going to go against a Tombury King and a Joker. So every single one of the characters here have a Enhanced Karmic Cowl or the Karmic Cowl that gives you immunity to slow and instant death. You are going to need it for the 10th round because it is very nasty. One of the characters also have Breach, which is going to be a little bit important whenever you are facing an enemy that does reflect, like this Educator right here. You really want to take it off before having Cloud basically use Firaga, because you're gonna kill all your party. If you have still a little bit of open spaces in your materias, I suggest you to put a elemental with fire or elemental with lightning, so you actually reduce the damage or even absorb it if your elemental materia is high level. Now let's talk about Barret. Barret is basically our tank, so he has enemy skills materia with basically the ATB assist materia. So whenever he does 2 ATB abilities back to back, he is going to give ATB charges to our other companions, which is very good, because on top of all the benefits you have from Barret being really tanky, you can use his Lifesaver and Steel Skin abilities back to back really fast to be able to absorb all the damage you get from the other parties, and he's gonna get it. Plus Barret have the healing materials on him, so he is basically the tank and the healer at the same time. Aeris is basically going to be the support, and Cloud is going to be the damage dealer. So this is how I set it up. I try to move around the most amount possible to be able to change characters, use Barret the most amount of time I can to be able to create the ATB charges for other characters, and at the same time move around the battlefield to not get them completely killed just because they are standing there. Some of the fights are a little bit more difficult than the others. This one specifically with the actual wolf, he hits really hard. So what I did is trying to go for the white moose really fast. A good thing to do for the white moose is to hit your lightning damage before hitting your fire damage with Cloud, because whenever he is hit with one affinity of magic, so whatever one it is, lightning, fire or ice, he will grant hit resistance to it. So try to move around and use Aeris basically for her lightning before using Firaga. And then it's the White Terror, so basically trying to mow him down with your abilities, with your synergies and your limit. He is way more manageable when he's alone than when there's more people or more monsters against him. For this one specifically, really, really easy also. Once again, same strat. Just be careful for the Roadrunner. I don't know what his name is, but you know, not the elephant, the other one. Sometimes when it gets, you know, electrified, it's gonna dish out all its energy stored into one single attack that will decimate Cloud. So really be careful on being really close to it. Other than that, try to give, you know, the other characters revive or re-raise depending on what you have, because sometimes Cloud is going to die and you actually need him to get through the actual bouts. So Cloud actually has also in one of his slots a fire and ice materia for, I think it's the MP absorption. So what actually you can do here is the same strat, but instead of using fire, you use ice. So Blizzaga, it's going to cast a little bit slower because it doesn't have Swifcast, but it's going to double cast and it's going to pressure them really, really fast and kill them very, very fast also. If you don't know, Cloud is actually also having one of the magic up materia, and he is using his weapon Runeblade, which has the most amount of magic damage in the game for his weapons. So once again, this is really, really fast if you have, you know, the good amount of setups, and then you stagger him and you kill him really, really fast. Alright, so Hector Eyes, you want to use Breach on Hector Eyes as soon as it starts to be able to take off his Reflect, and once his Reflect is out, one fire is actually going to, I think, pressure him or kill him really, really, really fast, and if not, you know, he's going to be really easy to kill. After Hector Eyes is dead, you only have to take care of the other one solo, so it's not a big deal for this one. So once again, fire is going to be very, very good against the adamant toys. So once again, we are going to do the same strat. Going in, get 2 ATB charges, cast Arcane Ward on Cloud, and then fire Aga from Cloud directly onto the adamant toys. It's going to be pressured, and then we switch to Barret to get our ATB charges. Basically, you use your Turbulent Spirit at first, and then you can use Lifesaver, Steel Skin. It's going to give us back a lot of good ATB. Then you can use, Aeris to be able to actually use Breach or Thunder to kill the Floating Death, and then, all your attacks are going to be towards the adamant toys. This is not a really, really hard fight, but just be patient and you should be good. And there you go. Lastly, the most annoying fight, the Tombury King and the Joker. So once again, I'm trying to, be really, really close to the Tombury King to get him to get Cloud his ATB charges. Then once again, the same actual strat, Arcane Ward, use fire, go on Barret, and then get the ATB charges up with Turbulent Spirit first. And then whenever he uses, his triangle, he's going to get all 2 ATB charges really fast, Steel Skin, and then Lifesaver. Then you can move around. As you can see here, it's not going to be that difficult, but just be aware, have your revives, have Aeris move around also, and use her ward shift to be able to go to the Arcane Ward, use your Radiant Ward, and then you're going to have basically like an invulnerability ward, where whenever you use your actual spells there, you should not get hit by anything. So you see there, I got like a 0 attack, but then again, I resisted the one hit shots, basically because of the Karmic Cowl that we've put in the beginning of this video. So this is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you out, and if it does, please leave a like, a comment, and a subscription. It is a free and fantastic way to help this channel. Peace. I'll see you guys on another one.